Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Mr. Snowflake's Amberlynn read, Shaped by the Algorithm. We're having a good hair day today, so quantum sun. It's better than it's been. Less shiny. Yeah, so we are on episode 4, and this one's about 52 minutes long. My goal is to get through it into 2 chunks, so there will be some editing. Not a ton, though. I'm not going to chop. I don't know, maybe I will. We're only looking at certain things, as much as I'm enjoying rewatching these again, but lips. But we're only looking at certain aspects of these, and a lot of that is just the evolution of the character of Amberlynn throughout the years. And we've made it through the Crystal era. We're beginning the Destiny era. I can never remember her name. And so that's where we're moving from episode 3 into episode 4. And so we've already, during the Crystal era, we've already established and tested the Amberlynn character as far as like the health, not health channel, and already establishing how she's going to interact with her viewers and how she's going to treat her audience and just how her cycle works in general. So we've already established the try, fail, give up cycle that she does. And now we're moving into, I think, probably one of the more famous eras. And that's just because Amber has always been accused of always being in love with Destiny. And like, there's some people that believe that she's still in love with Destiny. And I don't know. But I do know it was not, in my opinion, a good relationship. So, for either of them. And I'm not a big fan of either of the characters that we're getting ready to be introduced to because I never really liked Destiny and nothing's really happened to make me like Destiny. So I don't hate Destiny. I just don't like Destiny. But we're going to set all that aside, except for comments here and there that I will surely make because that's what I do. And yeah, I just want to kind of examine. We're also going to be seeing her lifestyle change, and it's going to be interesting to me to see how she navigates that, because when she starts dating Destiny, I don't think her channel has like really taken off yet. And somewhere in there where she's living with Destiny, she hits critical mass and her channel starts being able to support her. And it's from that point that she starts making a lot of interesting decisions as far as money wise, especially spending and the way that she starts displaying wealth. Because up to this point, she's had a very comfortable life living in the home of her ex, Crystal, where she was a very middle class, very comfortable, very clean and taken care of environment. Amber's income was guaranteed because she was being given an allowance by the parents of her girlfriend, and they were basically treating her like she was one of their kids. It's a shame that she had to move away from that, only because I feel like as far as healthy environments, that's probably one of the best that she's been in. Unfortunately, she treated her girlfriend poorly, respected her boundaries badly, and the relationship ended and Amber decided that she needed to move. So she did. It's still my understanding that her and Crystal are on speaking terms, unlike Amber and every other one of her exes. So I don't know what that's about, but I'm not judging either. It's my understanding that that's a truism. We are gonna watch this at 1:25, just because I speed everything up. And yeah. So before we get too far into this, I'm an anthropologist by training. I am an archaeologist, retired. I've got videos explaining that on my channel now. And yes, thank you to everybody who has been supporting the channel. You guys rock. I really appreciate all of it. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you to all my members. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up. And yeah, let's get into this. I'm talking slightly lower than normal just because like my partner's home, so you might hear a couple things in the background.
I just don't know what to vlog anymore. Like, I don't know.
Like...
I remember when I used to do daily vlogs, and now I'm like,
what to vlog? I don't know. What's life?
Amber had done it. She had finally got to the stage where she had nothing she deemed worthy to film or discuss. Every day was now the same. This was the jewellery she was wearing. These were the clothes she was wearing. She headed out to Target. She goes out for a meal. She's upset about something. She's going to get back on track with her weight loss journey. She fails at her weight loss journey. Rinse and repeat.
People eat gummy candies in ice cream. Like, I like gummy candies and I like ice cream, but when you put the two of them together, the ice cream kind of freezes the gummy candy, and then I feel like it's just a recipe for, like, no teeth. But so I've never done it, I guess. I do want to try honeycomb and ice cream, but I digress.
Her recent breakup with Crystal was heartbreaking for her, but at least it gave her something different to vlog about. And being broken up meant Amber would have to soon move out of Crystal's house. Although, in Amber's mind, moving out was more her choice than anyone else's. But moving out wasn't so simple. Amber had no job, no money, and as much as she liked to think it was her choice to move out, she couldn't stay with Crystal any longer. Crystal was looking to meet somebody new, so Amber staying around just didn't make sense. Luckily for Amber though, she had received a message on a dating app from a girl named Destiny. Amber claimed she was only on the dating app to make friends, but the pair hit it off right away. Amber had not had a connection with someone like this since, well, Crystal. Destiny was everything Amber wanted. She was beautiful, to her, funny, to her, and offered her the chance to move into her apartment. They would stay up till the early hours of the morning talking over FaceTime. Amber planned on moving to Florida to be with Destiny right away. So Amber had managed to solve her impending homelessness. Amber though didn't want to meet Destiny in person before they moved in together. Both Destiny and Amber were ready to make the commitment right away, although Amber did have some reservations.
it will be the first time her and I are meeting face to face in person, and I'm honestly super freaking terrified.
Amber was worried Destiny wouldn't like her. What if Destiny thought she was too fat, or not pretty enough, or didn't have a good enough personality?
I used to have an old tabby, my old man, and I would put him on my back like that. And he'd just go limp, and I'd just wear him like a stole. It was really kind of fun. He would just kind of like chill out and hang around my neck. He was very warm. I think he was trying to steal my body heat.
Amber was extremely self-conscious about her body and looks. So, if you're really self-conscious, what do you do with someone you've never met?
This is honestly actually kind of embarrassing. I've gone as far as to showing her naked pictures of me.
Amber was excited to move in with someone she had never met before, but not everyone was as pumped as Amber.
A lot of you are giving me such great and kind support, and I appreciate it so freaking much. You have no idea.
But...
Then there's two of you maybe who are kind of a little negative about the situation.
So I'm going to spend an entire video yelling at the two of you that have ticked me off as opposed to the rest of you who are supporting me. Priorities.
Me confused. Why would you be negative over something that's super exciting for me? I'm really excited for this move. It's really gonna help me just grow as a person. I know I'm gonna be happier. I found someone I truly like. I don't want anyone to take that away from me. I understand everyone has their own opinion. They're gonna sit there and share it. That's kind of what YouTube comments are for. I just feel like to blatantly tell me that this is not going to work out is kind of rude and very immature. I have such high hopes for this to
I mean, I guess in the long run they were right, but it took a few years, didn't it? They were together for like 3-4 years, something like that.
work out. If it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean you can sit there and be like, heh, told you so. Like, to gamble on someone's life like that, especially something very scary and very new, it's kind of weird. It's also a tad bit disrespectful. I don't know how.
All right, she's shaking the camera a lot. I'm sorry, it's giving me a little bit of yeah, that thing. I'm just kind of watching where her eyes are going and her facial expressions and just listening to like the cadence of her voice, and it sounds like this is very scripted. Sometimes Amber sounds like she's reading off a script, which I do believe she rehearses things before she does them, especially on the videos. I can't say in her real life, I'm not there. But this definitely feels like one of those times where she's like has already had this conversation in her head and she's already like scripted out what she wants to say. And her eyes are just kind of like all over the place. So I can tell she's kind of irritated here. But it also, she keeps going into like her memory zone, which kind of reinforces for me that she's like, just kind of reinforces for me that she's remembering a script? Do I think she wrote it physically out? I don't know. Given Amber and her habits, it is entirely possible. Do I think she's reading off of a teleprompter? No. I don't think she can do something like that. Unless there's some way that you can like turn your phone into a teleprompter while you're using it as your camera. Also, seriously, just get a tripod.
Someone could really sit there and be like, I know this is not going to work out. How do you know? Destiny and I are planning a lot. This is taking a lot of planning, a lot of thinking, a lot of work. We're not just going into this completely blind. Just please.
Amber.
See, the unfortunate part of this is that this video came out way before Destiny decided to have her little tea spillage. Because it seems to me like... I'm saying like a lot, I'm sorry. It seems to me that Destiny, during her tell-all, made it sound like Amber just kind of ambushed her, and they were like, we're living together now, kind of a thing. So that's how it kind of came off when Destiny was telling the story, and here Amber's saying, no, we're planning, we're thinking about it, we're preparing for the move. So I don't know. I don't necessarily believe Destiny over Amber over any I don't necessarily believe Destiny over Amber on any given subject, but comparing the two stories is interesting to me.
Leaving Crystal and Crystal's family must have been emotionally difficult for her. Perhaps she wasn't exactly sure how to act around Crystal anymore. Maybe she felt bad or embarrassed in some way.
Crystal.
But whatever emotion she was feeling, Amber dealt with it by trying to annoy Crystal more than ever.
My butt is not on you. This room is this big. I'm standing back so I can see. This girl goes, why is your butt on me?
Catch you on the flip side. It's a really far drive. Crystal, shake that leffy duffy. Just playing. Don't, she says.
I wonder why it's so incredibly hard for Amber to not be a dick. Like, she is going out of her way at this point to be mean to Crystal because she knows Crystal doesn't like this. Crystal's told her on more than one occasion. If I were Crystal, I'd have taken that phone and just like thrown it on the ground. Get a new one.
You know what? It's pretty hot. What are you doing? You have to turn it.
Perhaps this was Amber's subconscious trying to protect itself. But whatever the reason, she must have been making her moving out easier for Crystal to deal with.
Sorry.
Amber carried on filming Crystal even though Crystal clearly had had more than enough of being on camera. I can only think of one person who films at even worse times than Amber. Amber made videos talking about
I don't know what that was, but his face was precious. This is like, oh, shit. That was great.
how she was feeling. She was scared. Scared Destiny wouldn't find her attractive, mainly due to her past experiences.
My first true relationship was with a girl named Cassidy. We met online. About a year later, I moved in with her, and as our relationship got more serious and more in depth, she was honest with me, and she told me that the first time she ever met me in person, she did not find me attractive whatsoever. I was freaking so shocked, so hurt, and so surprised. We weren't in a heated fight or anything. She was purely setting me down, and she was being honest that when we met in person, I wasn't attractive to her at all. It completely lowered my self-esteem a great deal, and I was never the same since then.
I could see how that would be kind of an ego blow. I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Moving to Florida to be with Destiny wasn't going to be a cakewalk though. Amber, for someone who didn't have a job, had accumulated so many things over the years.
Holy
Destiny's
crap.
parents also planned on picking up Amber and drive her to Florida. Amber, before even getting to Florida, was already relying on her girlfriend's parents.
I am impressed. I don't think I've ever seen like the full-blown collection prior. Amber collects things, and Amber obsessively collects things when she finds something she's liked, and she's always collected perfume. That was a lot. I don't think she's ever had a collection that large since, has she? I mean, I know she has a pretty decent collection now, but she seems to be a little bit more discerning about the bottles the types and the bottles that she buys. I know she just bought a new one. But I mean, it's Paris Hilton, guys. Huh.
Yet again, Amber just had so much stuff, and Crystal's parents even
I wonder if she just likes the look of having it. That's gotta be it. It's a wealth display, and she has way too much of it in order to actually, like, wear it. Yeah, wear it. It's all wearable. To wear all of it at any given time, like, she had enough perfumes there. She probably could have worn a different perfume every day of the month. Which I guess if that's your thing. But I do wonder if she doesn't just like looking at it. Like a dragon with a hoard. She likes the sparkle and the shine and being able to count them and maybe occasionally go through and sniff them, you know, kind of a thing. I'm talking about the body sprays. But I'm also thinking of all of those necklaces that were hung up in those little bundles. Visually, it's kind of pleasing, but that's something you would see in a store who's trying to sell those things, not in someone's home who is attempting to wear them. So I get the hoarder, I get the hoarder behavior, but I don't think it's like full-blown hoarderism, I guess. She definitely has her fixations.
offered to send some of her stuff to her after she had moved. It would have cost them a lot of money to send it all, but they were willing to help as always. But to be fair to Amber, she didn't want them to spend any more money on her. She wanted to take all of her possessions in one go. Amber had been counting down the days until she was with her new girlfriend. Well, they weren't official yet. Destiny had been waiting to actually meet Amber before asking her to be her girlfriend. No need to rush things after all. Amber had been thinking of meeting Destiny almost non-stop. It's all
What if they, I mean, in an alternate universe, what if they had met and Destiny had been like, oh, no, 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 no. But that's the day they're moving in together. So what do you do then? What was the eject plan?
she talked about in her videos, picturing what it would be like. But when the pair did meet, it was not exactly the fairy tale meeting Amber had been dreaming of.
My first impression of meeting a few of her family members, I completely fell in the mud. My finger went into dog poop, and it was just this whole embarrassing thing. Like,
So maybe it wasn't exactly a Hollywood meet cute, but at least it was memorable.
That would be embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. You've got my sympathy there. And then to take a picture to commemorate it? That'd be one of those things that I scrub from my memory and rewrite completely and be like, no, 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 that's not what happened.
Okay, so moving in together before even having one date seemed fast, but perhaps now they had met, they would slow things down a little.
what are we doing right now?
I'm adding you onto my bank account. Things getting serious.
This is why I think they're both toxic. Who does that? This was never a good relationship. That's what I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, sharing a bank account.
Already?
Amber had done it. She had officially moved out of Crystal's parents' house and into Destiny's apartment, with her roommate Jessica, who, much like Crystal, didn't appear on camera very often. As for Destiny, she couldn't get enough of the camera. Very different to Crystal. And that wasn't the only way she was different to Crystal.
How's your day been?
Good.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because I made you This is a neti pot. I told her that you stick it up your ass. Yep, it cleanses your ass. I have to poop.
Butthole.
Holy shit!
We just that ass.
Stop!
Hot damn.
Titties.
That. Pretty good.
Good, yeah?
What
Why
are
is
you?
that?
Wait, I want to know why you're amazing.
Because I made you
No.
Crystal may have had an issue with sharing Amber with YouTube, but Destiny was more than happy with it. And much like Amber, Destiny was at her funniest when she wasn't trying to be funny.
What is something that you support?
Support animal rights.
What's your favorite food?
Chicken.
Destiny also had some pets, dogs and cats. She named her dog Leia after Princess Leia from the Star Wars, and she was a huge fan of the Star Wars.
Star Wars cereal.
The Star Wars? Mr. Snowflake. It's funny though. No, I know he's joking. Please don't come for me. I know he's joking.
Lucky Charms. Doesn't taste good?
No, I like that stuff.
Let's
That-
cuddle and watch Star
Right here is
Wars.
actually kind of in the middle of the room. Destiny has her Star Wars stuff up here, like movies and whatnot.
She must have been the biggest Star Wars fan
Wow.
living in Florida at that time.
Wait, is that just
Stop
a fake name?
it! Please stop!
Okay, maybe she was the second biggest Star Wars fan in Florida. Destiny may have looked pretty cool, but actually, she was a bit of a nerd.
She got a loot crate and she's super excited about this.
That is the coolest thing.
That's very cool. That's very
It's
cool.
very cool.
Yeah.
What else did you get?
The sweatband.
Yeah, that's very cool. It's very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Anybody else get those loot crates? I thought about them a couple times, but then I was like, all this stuff, where are you going to put it all? Now you got all this crap you got to find a home for.
Star Trek air freshener.
Very cool.
A little Wonder Woman poster.
Very cool.
This Regrettable Superheroes book.
Oh my god.
A download thing. And a Batman.
That's very cool. That's very
It's
cool.
very cool.
Yeah.
Amber and Destiny were obviously overjoyed to have finally met, and they were clearly getting along very well.
Hi. This ain't half bad. Look at me. Oh. It's like,
I can see why she liked Destiny so much, because Destiny is very immature. Destiny has a very immature sense of humor. Destiny is very juvenile with their interactions and the way they talk and the jokes they make. And so is Amber. So I'm sure Amber felt a lot more at home and comfortable around Destiny because of that. Because if you saw the way that she would interact with Crystal, who was very quiet and reserved, and Amber would do that I'm not touching you kind of annoying kind of a thing to get attention from Crystal. And she doesn't, if she did that to Destiny, Destiny would just do it back. And so Amber probably loved the hell out of that. She thought she probably really liked that kind of interaction. She would probably love it again today if she could find someone with a similar sense of humor.
It's a shame they never met Jason Genova when they headed to Publix. Perhaps Jason was just on his break when they came into the store.
Hey, buddy. Oh, can't talk. How you doing? Can't talk. Oh, all right.
It was nice for Amber.
I don't know who that is either. But okay, look. You're at lunch, or if you're on a break, that's your time. You don't need people coming up and asking you questions. And if you see somebody who's on break or on lunch, and you can tell because they got food in front of them, leave them the hell alone.
Amber's fans to see her this happy. She had made the leap and moved in with her new girlfriend and moved to a whole new state. The heat, though, was already starting to become an issue for her. She wasn't in Virginia anymore.
I'm currently sitting in Destiny's car and I swear to God the air conditioning is not working and I'm sweating balls right now.
Balls.
There was no going back now. Crystal was done with Amber, at least as a girlfriend, but the two did stay
Dang it, now I want cotton candy.
in touch. Crystal even watched Amber's new videos. Well, she said she did anyway, and Amber still mentioned Crystal from time to time. This didn't bother Destiny though, as she was comfortable with her relationship with Amber. Plus, she was probably too busy working to worry about it. She worked full-time as a personal care assistant to anyone who needed support, just getting by day to day. She would help them get ready, help them take a shower, and serve them food. She would only get Wednesdays and Saturdays off, which meant that Amber would nearly said it. Which meant that Amber would be left at home waiting for Destiny to arrive, much like a cat waiting for its owner to return. When Destiny got home and needed to sleep, Amber turned from a cat waiting for its owner to an annoying puppy.
Or like a 5-year-old. Mom, 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 mummy, mummy, mummy.
And speaking of cats, Amber had always wanted a little kitten of her own, but Destiny already had a cat, so it didn't look like Amber could make her dreams come true and own her very own little kitten. But then something unexpected happened.
Okay. Spoilers. I know that this is around the point where Snowflake turns to the dark side because of what happens to the cat. There's nothing graphic or anything, and I'm sure everybody at this point knows that Gracie vanished somehow. I want to be on record right now saying that even Destiny said Amber didn't do anything to the cat. I just want to put that out there because Mr. Snowflake is one of the people that continues to perpetuate the idea that Amber somehow orchestrated the cat's demise. there's no evidence one way or the other, honestly, and don't want to think about it. But even Destiny said Amber didn't have anything to do with the cat. So there's that. That's a typo.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike Flake, and in this all video we're talking Amberlynn and the story of the missing cat. Back in 2015 in Florida, Amberlynn Reed was living with her girlfriend Destiny and her cat Glacie. Sadly for Destiny, one day
Wait, I actually get this reference because I watched that chapter. That's funny.
Shortly after Amber moved in, Glacie disappeared with no explanation.
Our cat got out last night. Not when she got out for me, because I caught her and catched her. We're thinking she wanted to do it in her next opportunity, and she did. We're thinking our friend Jessica didn't notice, but Gracie ran away, and now we're gonna try to find her.
Amber, though, seemed more interested in their new couch than Destiny's beloved cat going missing.
No.
How are you feeling right now?
Sore and upset.
Where are you sore at?
In here. It hurts thinking of it.
There's our couch, by the way. Don't be sad. We'll find her. And if we don't, I'm hoping she's in like a good place. Because there are people out there who take cats, you find them and they'll take care of them.
She's like awkwardly bad at attempting to be comforting. It's like she just can't be comforting. Like she should have just stopped at, don't be sad, we'll find her. Whether we all know it's a lie or not, that's not the point. But then to go on like, and if we don't, that's not how this works. You stop at the up point, not the down point. Dang it, Amber, learn how to comfort people.
Care of them.
She hasn't hurt my name on her.
I know. Well, look it, we got our new couch. What do you think of it?
The way Amber said she hoped Glacie was in a better place sounded strange, almost as if she knew where Glacie was. Perhaps
Yeah, see. Anyway.
in the dustbin somewhere, or dumped in the Everglades. Amber not showing
Oh yeah,
much
they are in
concern
Florida.
led many to believe that Amber either let Glacie out to run away, or perhaps something more sinister. After all, Amber
I just don't think Amber's capable of showing genuine emotions. Like, genuine emotions for other people. She obviously can cry for herself, but I just don't think Amber is actually capable of showing emotions when it comes to other people. Like, I think this is honestly as comforting as Amber gets. Like, this is it. She even liked Destiny, and this is how comforting she is. Remember how she was treating Becky when Becky wasn't feeling good. So I don't think this is anything sinister other than I just don't think Amber has actual emotions. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not diagnosing her with anything. I just have yet to see any evidence that shows that she can actually genuinely feel emotion for other people. She can say it, and she knows the words and the emotions she's supposed to be feeling and saying, but to actually demonstrate it, I don't think she's capable of it. I don't think she can. She doesn't know what it feels like to actually feel bad for someone, kind of a thing. Anytime she's crying for one of her significant others when they're sick or they're hurt, she's not crying for them. She's crying for herself because she's scared. She's scared for them. Remember when Crystal had the ulcers in her throat? Amber was crying for herself because she was scared of what might happen. Not she was upset about the pain that Crystal might be in, or the treatment that Crystal might have to go through, or just in general, hey, this person's important to me and I'm feeling strong emotions because I know that they're ill. That was never the case. And this is the same kind of situation. Amber is not capable of I just don't think Amber's capable of demonstrating deeper emotions because I don't think she has them. And that's a symptom of growing up the way she did. That's not That's a symptom of growing up the way she did. And I don't know if you can fix that. I don't know if that's one of the things you can fix. Because that's a social thing. That's something that you learn. And if you don't learn it at the right times, it doesn't... You miss the opportunity to learn it.
Amber had never really taken to Gracie in the first place.
Gracie, need you any sweeping? Okay, I'll let you be. Oh my goodness. Gracie, she whines all the time.
Oh, Gracie's an older cat, though.
Just Amber's whole attitude about the situation seemed odd.
We still haven't found my cat.
Sorry. Yeah, we still haven't found Gracie. Damn, I look rough in this view.
Something else that caused many to believe Amber was behind the missing cat was the fact that as soon as Amber moved in, she had begun saving her Wasabi fund. Wasabi was what Amber wanted to name her new cat, but Destiny already had a cat, so there was no need to get another. Money was tight between the pair, with Amber not working, so having another pet just wasn't viable. But as soon as Glacie was out of the picture, Amber...
Was it Gracie or Glacie? Little puppy. Little baby.
got her new cat.
Aww.
When Amber first got Wasabi, she actually called the kitten Chaplin instead because of its little silly mustache it had. Well, if they were going to name the cat after someone who had a silly little mustache, they only really had two options. So, thankfully...
That's not how you handle a kitten, by the way. They're not hurting it, it's just not happy.
They went with the option that wouldn't get me banned just for saying the other guy's name. Oh, what the hell, I'll just say it. Jimmy Bunker. No, of course, I'm just kidding. I'm talking about Adolf Hitler.
This video has been removed due to the same couple of people who are outraged about Joe Rogan have now chosen to be outraged over Mr. Snowflake. I mean, props for comparing yourself to Joe Rogan, but no, I'm kidding.
Despite calling it Chaplin, she quickly changed her mind and called the kitten Wasabi once again. To this day, we do not know where Glacie the cat is. Despite this incident happening 7 years ago, Glacie has never been found. Amber had been accused in the past of being willing to do amoral things to get what she wanted, trying to make her audience feel sorry for her to get likes on her videos. Granted, making a cat disappear is a level up, so sadly we may never know what happened to old Gracie. So that ends this old video. A sad story about an innocent cat who did nothing wrong, and a girl. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to do so. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. So I'll see you all in the next old video. Until then, please, as always, look out for each other and take care of yourself. Destiny would be out working,
You could just show us
Amber
the cat.
would be sat at home, not cooking or cleaning, just watching her old YouTube videos. So, not knowing what to film, she started asking the fans to send in their questions. It wasn't the first time she had asked her fans to do this. She used to do it when she lived with Crystal, and she'd run out of ideas then.
Do you have any weird phobias? I do. It is called trypophobia. I don't want to talk about it. I will leave.
What did you talk about? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be making fun of her. Anyway. Nope. Anyway. I was gonna say something about feeding the id, but I've already gone on about that in the past. It's a thing that Amber does where she, she asks the questions, but then she highly curates what she's going to answer, and that's fine. It's her Q&A. She can do what she wants. But because of that, she's able to control the narrative and only answer questions that make her feel good or make her look good or that have the potential to build sympathy towards her, kind of a thing. So it's more of a I would say ego feeding thing, but technically the ego is the regulator. We've looked this all up in the past too. So, but it's basically an ego boost for her. She uses these as ego boosts, and it is easy content for her. And they're like my least favorite of her videos that she does is the whole like Q&A kind of things, because they're just vapid and empty and very, very fake.
I guess pet peeves. People who think they know everything.
Amber may not have liked know-it-alls, but she did like something. Herself.
I really, really enjoy writing. I'm a very, very good writer. I was absolutely blessed in that area. Writing just really comes naturally to me, and it makes me feel really good when I sit down and I just spew out a poem.
Amber thought she was a good writer, and to be fair to her, she does have a certain way with words.
She accepts these parts of me. She loves me as I am and who I is.
There is the old saying, of course, if you have an infinite number of Amberlyns typing on an infinite number of typewriters for infinity, all she would type is literally over and over. When answering fan questions though,
when you put it that way,
one question had always stumped her.
What's a phrase or exclamation that you tend to say?
Crystal? Is there like a phrase or an exclamation that I tend to say a lot of? I don't know either. I can't think of anything.
When you just film yourself answering fan questions, that's when you know you're
I'm surprised you didn't put like a little flag up there with like the forbidden word.
out of any creative ideas. It's pretty pathetic, really.
Jada Pro said, where do babies come from? I think they come from stalks. I was told babies come from stalks. But then I always thought, who stalks?
D-Kill LD said, Jimmy, how's it feel to have the biggest kill count of any serial killer?
Miss Ruthie asked what actor would play me in a movie. I asked a colleague and she said Warwick Davis. Heard he's really good actor. He must be very handsome.
Could you see? Could you see? No. Could you see word? That's terrible. I want to see this now.
And do I like pineapple pizza? Pineapple on pizza? Yes, I love pineapple on pizza.
You disgusting creature.
Excuse me?
At least all the
We can agree on that. Alright. Gonna get hate for this, but pineapples and anchovies. Also guarantees that I will have the pizza to myself.
free time Amber had meant she could reply to her fans' comments. The fans she really loved.
I love you guys. Don't you ever forget it.
But weirdly, Amber didn't always reply to the comments. In fact, the vast majority of comments fans left on her videos would get no response from Amber, and it wasn't like she had hundreds or thousands of comments either, which meant it was difficult for her to keep up. Often, her videos would have several comments, or even less, just one or two sometimes, and Amber rarely replied. Despite having Despite having all day to do nothing, she seemed demotivated a little with YouTube, filming but not really knowing what to film.
Did Amber ever regularly interact with her comments though? I interact with mine because I have like this zero out mentality where I want all of the comments to be zeroed out so that they don't keep showing up on my notification panel when I log into my creator account. But did she ever interact with the comments at all? And my thing is like with my creator account, like if I don't keep the comments down to a minimum number, like they don't drop off your account. The notification that they're there just kind of like hangs out forever. Wouldn't that drive you nuts? It's like having an email in your email account for eternity. It would drive me nuts knowing that it's there.
YouTube now just seemed like something to keep Amber from going mad at home alone. If she was talking to YouTube, at least she wasn't talking to herself.
Also, if she interacted with her comments, it would have bolstered the algorithm even then, and it would have built her channel faster, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It stopped being a free therapy session and instead started to become her only friend while Destiny was at work. Actually, both Destiny and Amber did have a real friend named Libby who was just 15 years old at the time. And being 15 years old, Amber had to be careful about what she said and did in front of her.
Where did they meet Libby? I'm sure we'll get into it. But how do you meet a 15-year-old who just starts chilling with you?
So, should you read the words, like the questions, and then we'll...
What? We're busy. So you're talking about...
Amber
I'm looking at myself because I'm trying to see how hard I'm cringing. Look at the baby's face. Look at that precious, perfect baby. All right, we're going to go out on the cat. I want to cut it here. I'm enjoying keeping these down. This one might even be shorter than normal just because I didn't really have a whole lot to say during this one. I'm going to be very interested in the Libby arc just because I don't understand how this happens. I do and I don't. I just want to know where Libby's parents are and why they're okay with her hanging out with two people who are, well, 10 years older than her? Anyway. Alright, if you've made it this far, leave the obligatory snowflake and or snowman in the comments section. I guess you could add a cat at this point. Especially if there's a little black cat. He's so precious. Wasabi was a boy, right? I don't remember. Anyway. Yeah, go ahead and leave the snowman or the snowflake or the cat down in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think up to this point. I know I didn't have a whole lot to say on this one. And I'm probably going to go and record the other half of it right now. So, yeah, sorry for the short outro, but I really don't have a lot to say. See you guys in the next one. Bye.